Yo. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Jimi James. You're listening to the London Indie Underground, which is, I'm going to read my card here so I don't forget, London's only independent music podcast, showcasing some of our area's most talented artists, bands, and personalities. Broadcasting you live from the Vault Recording Studio at Adelaide and Princess. Thanks for tuning in. If it's your first time listening, we're going to be cutting some local bands, spinning a few tracks for you, getting you familiar with some bands that you might not have otherwise heard. And we'll be talking it up, talking about the scene, you know, a little bit of hijinks, some Samuel L. Jackson soundboard, you know, the huge. Today I'm joined by my co-host, Gary Begner. Gary, how are you?
Doing well, Jimmy. How you doing today?
Very well, sir. Thank you for joining me again. It's a pleasure to have you out and be a part of this for me and to back clean up for me when, you know, I lean into the screen here to try to squint my way down to figure out what's going on with the soundboard.
Basically to find out what Samuel Jackson is going to be telling the fine folks.
Right, and I got some good ones queued up. Actually, I found the motherlode of soundboard stuff. It's just, you can't even imagine how much stuff is on there. It's even got bad songs, too. I don't know if I'm going to spin any of those, but...
It's probably nothing with profanity on any of them, is there?
Well, of course not.
No.
Of course not.
Clean show.
Yeah, so a bit of a disclaimer here on London Indie Underground. You know, there are no rules, so to speak. We kind of speak our mind and say our piece. And so if you're uncomfortable with expletives and profanity, you might want to tune out now.
And the odd conversation that might take a sharp left turn.
Right.
Yes.
Vis-a-vis hockey, who knows?
Yes.
Right.
Exactly. Whatever.
So actually, today I'm quite pleased to be joined by a couple of members of a local band called Redambergreen. Sitting to my left here is Mr. Cameron Von Cameron. How are you, sir?
Buenas noches, Jimmy.
Wow. I like it. A little Spanish flavor.
Feel all tingly.
Woo. Woo. And Mr. Michael Marucci.
Hello.
That didn't do it.
No?
No, not Spanish
Not
enough.
Spanish, man.
No,
You
sorry.
know some
No
German or
habla
something?
español.
That's better. There you go.
No. No can clean.
So Redambergreen is our indie spotlight band for this week and coming up at the top of the hour at 8 o'clock. Pardon me. We'll be doing a bit of an interview with them. All things Redambergreen, and they'll be sitting in for the duration of the podcast, contributing their thoughts and ideas. And you know, I'm hoping you guys are going to add some funny element. I don't know, a lot of pressure.
I can do that.
That's why we get hired. Really, it's our sense of humor, our impeccable comedy timing.
I can barely play.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get this thing going here. I just got to say, first off, before I spin a track, this week I've gotten a ton of great submissions. And those of you that are listening that have sent in music, rest assured we're going to get to every track eventually. You know, we do have quite the catalog of music here to sift through, but just some great submissions. And I just want to thank everybody for all the support. You know, obviously one of the privileges of being a guest host here at Redambergreen, you guys brought in some music for us too today.
Oh, yeah.
Full jump drive full of stuff, actually, and some throwback bands that I hadn't listened to in some time.
Some throwback bands, some local, some not local, a lot of Canadian. It's all good. We got tons going on. So
right on. All right, let me see. What are we going to jam here for you? All right, I'm going to spin a track. Actually, I featured these guys the last couple of podcasts. They were the kickoff track from the last one, and I'm going to do it again just because I like them so much. So this is The Mercy Now with Hard Times on London Indie Underground.
Stay the same. feeling no pain.
The Mercy Now with Hard Times here on London Indie Underground.
That's a great track.
Yeah, I really dig those
solid.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got a real distinct sound, and I think they've really captured that, you know, the rock and roll essence, right? Which, in my opinion, you know, there's a lot of bands that are doing it, but not a lot in this market anyways that I'm personally familiar with, and maybe that's just, you know, my ignorance, but it's certainly great to hear that. And although they're not from London specifically, and I've mentioned this before, one of my good friends his name is Lee Rogers, he's the drummer in that band, and Lee's been working on a side project with Ian Blurton. He's going to be sending us some stuff here. I'm looking forward to spinning that. And incidentally, that particular song placed top 10 in the International Songwriting Competition, which was judged by the likes of Peter Gabriel and like this whole panel of just fantastic musicians that had a chance to listen to their song. So I know they were pretty excited about it. But yeah, Hot Jam, and their stuff is available online. You go to mercynow.com. And they've got a new album out, which is that was Self-Control. That was that cut. And then another one called The Love Battles, which is available now.
Yeah, and if you've been following the podcast, I think this is the third week we've played them.
Yes, sir.
And each track is like, you know, it's gold. Like, they're all solid tracks. So far there hasn't been like a dud to say, you know, like, let's just say like, you know, some Iron Maiden albums I can speak of, you know, that just don't do it for me. But just meaning like, this is, you know, these guys are solid right through and through. It's like great energy through it. Production's really nice, and the songs are great.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Couldn't agree more. So some local news, actually. When we were talking about this offline outside. You guys have heard APK is closing down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have.
You guys played there?
We are actually going to be, was it the last show?
Yep.
We're going to be doing an acoustic set there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
On the Sunday.
Yeah, this coming Sunday, yeah.
Excellent.
We got asked to play the benefit through our bass player, Mr. Camcor, and this was before they kind of went public with the announcement that they were closing down. So we accepted the show, and then we found out a couple days later that they were going to be closing their doors. And you know, it's I guess you could say it's a bit of an honor, you know, to kind of be on that final bill and to be able to kind of send the APK out, at least of its current incarnation. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool.
It's really unfortunate when you think about all the venues over the years.
In recent years, like
in recent years,
down,
absolutely,
have been demolished.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that was like, the Wick was messed up to me because I used to have to walk by there every day to go to the office when I was working down there, and it was like, you know, walk by Friday to go good night, and you know, you get the constant, you know, aroma of stale piss and beer, and then to walk by there Monday and it's just a giant like nothing.
Yeah,
it's rock and roll.
It is.
Well, my old metal band, How Dare You, we played there all the time.
Yeah,
and I had a special place in my heart for the Wick, and it's no bathroom stall door.
Absolutely.
Making it really impossible to take a pre-show shit or get your drumming clothes on before you're supposed to play.
Yeah.
Many times I'd have to run down a gallery and use the public bathroom because there were no other public bathrooms available.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was the Wick, Embassy burned down, Salt Lounge is shut down, and we all know about that. The perpetual reopening is some other kind of shady venue.
Even in the vein of the Embassy, I want to give a special shout out to the Whippet Lounge. I don't know how much time was spent there, but that was one of the very first venues I ever played way back. We opened up for Ruth's Hat back when they were first starting out.
Right.
And that led to another show at the Whippet. Just a quick little story. We played it the same night that Pluto was touring for Shake Hands with the Future.
No way.
And at the time, we were doing a couple of Pluto covers, and to the day I die, I will distinctly remember standing up on stage, and I was singing at the time, and I was playing guitar and singing. We were doing Goodbye Girl, and I looked back, and Ian from Pluto was standing at the back of the room, him and John, the bass player, and they were just standing there watching us play a Pluto song, and that was just like one of my independent Canadian music legends and memories for me, and it just will forever stay burned in my brain. And that, you know, that's my association with the London scene, and you know, that's what it means to me, because I've been doing this for, you know, 16, 17 years now, and to be able to throw back and be able to say, you know, I played at the Whippet, I played at the Embassy, I played the Wick, and all these venues that physically do not exist anymore. It's not like they've been bought out, like they're off the face of the earth, but I have that connection to the scene, and it's really awesome for me.
That's a great story. You know, when you say that, and I'm thinking about, you know, London, and over the years, you know, there's some great shows at number of those venues that you mentioned, but now it's getting a lot tougher for independent bands to to find gigs to play, and certainly there's some great promoters here that are doing their best to support the scene, but if there's only so many venues, there's only so many dates, and it becomes kind of the survival of the fittest in some sense of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's lent itself into a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy at this point, because it's that much harder now to open up a venue, because the ones that have succeeded, those are the successful ones, and so they've got the brand, they've got the recognition, and so naturally they're going to draw the majority of the shows that are going to keep them going, which means that if somebody wants to launch a new venue that is attempting to make a dent in the scene, or give an alternative venue for bands to go and showcase, the odds of them succeeding are so slim to none that it feeds upon itself, and it makes it that much harder for the scene to grow in that sense that I think is really necessary to do the things that us as musicians or supporters of the scene that we really want to see happen. It's just so much more difficult than it would have been in the 80s before the advent of the internet and all of the other mass means of spreading your music and doing those things. It's removed a lot of the need, I think, to go out to the shows, which is why things like this are so critical for bands like us.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we're trying to do here. And recognize the modern day of technology has made music very accessible, maybe more so than some bands would like it to be accessible. But having said that, to do something like this and to try to give back to the community is what we're really trying to do, and to create that awareness, and like I was saying off the top, of music that you might not have heard otherwise. And with that said, let's actually spin some more music for you. This is a band called Fun Fact. I love these guys. You tweeted me earlier today, thanking for jamming them, and I just want to say, no, thank you for sending me your track. So this is I Bet She Knows, Fun Fact on London Indie Underground. Fun Fact with I Bet She Knows here on the London Indie Underground. My name is Jimi James. We're broadcasting you live from the Vault Recording Studio at Adelaide and Princess. Joined today by Gary Begner and Redambergreen. Have you guys have you seen those guys play live? Those cats? Fun Fact?
No.
No?
They're from here?
Yeah, they're from here.
Oh, right.
Yeah, if you happen to see the old internets, that's where you can find out about bands and stuff nowadays. It's amazing that's on the internets. I didn't know.
Internet.
But what is this internet?
That's like DARPANET, right?
Yeah, something like that.
I remember that in the 90s. That was cool shit.
Jim, right now I'm on the internet and I see nothing about music.
Really?
No.
It's all porn.
Try
Pretty
looking in the Google.
Yeah.
Check the
Google has-
goggles.
The
The
goggle
Googles has
page.
all
The
the
goggles, they do nothing.
There we go. There's music.
So
And
if you
there's
see,
bands.
listen, if you see Fun Fact and they post anything up, you got to go check these guys out. Really unique kind of sound and bass players just banging. What a great player.
Mm-hmm. Solid
So-
thumping.
I want to thank, actually today we're joined by local photographer Jason Rorda, who's actually just in the other room right now, who was so gracious to do a beer run for us. Thank you, Jason. And he's giving
And he
me my
returns the
change.
change.
You could wait until later, when we're off the air, but
No,
such a
it's got it.
straight-up guy.
I've got to do it now.
Oh, you got some wind there too.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Wow, it's almost like you got interest.
Pocketland interest.
So we do like beer here at the London Indie Underground. Do you guys like beer?
I love beer.
I'm drinking beer right now.
I used to
Oh, yeah.
love. I used to love
Cheers. Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
beer. Giver. There you go.
Cheers to
Kinda
my
like that sound.
empty vitamin water.
And it's online.
You're hardcore.
I'm not hardcore at all.
You're all sick and stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, I woke up, I couldn't swallow this morning, and I knew that if I didn't get my shit together, I would be a wreck for Friday. So
You got SARS?
yeah, and the worst thing is SARS makes it really difficult to play a good live show.
I had SARS like 2-3 weeks ago. However long
he
it
was,
was.
he was
Yeah.
out of his mind. He was talking about gobbling the knobs and stuff. And I was like, just
I don't know
embarrassed.
where you're going with this.
I was just embarrassed. To
I
say.
want to
Knob
hear where you're
goblin?
going with that.
Yeah, it was an embarrassing day for us.
We did have some discussion about balls, but
Yes, we did.
we're certainly not gobbling knobs, as you so eloquently said.
Is that like a Thanksgiving reference?
It was completely Thanksgiving. Nothing else.
So one of the bands that sent me in a track this week is a band called the King Beez. We're going to check this track out. It's called Death Proof on London Indie Underground. King Beez with Death Proof here on London Indie Underground. That was great.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
No.
You know, I thought it was an instrumental track up until I heard the dude say 1, 2, 3, 4.
Which is a good sing-along part for everybody.
Exactly. Everybody can identify with that, man.
Totally.
Who can't count?
Exactly. Ramones.
Nice surfabilly theme too, which actually brings me to my new soundboard. Let's see what I got. So those of you who have been listening know that I've been dabbling here with the what is it?
The boredom of sound.
Right. No, I was spinning the Arnold Schwarzenegger soundboard, and so today I was searching online, came across the smorgasbord of soundboards, and I found this juicy little one.
You mind if I have some of your tasty beverage to wash this down?
I do love the Samuel, and I thought it was perfect timing too, because that song sounded like it would be something that was in a Tarantino movie, you know, like Death Proof or whatever.
Hell yeah.
Right on. All kinds of flavor on this show. We're gonna mix it up here. I've got, you know, some heavier stuff. We got some metal. I know there's certainly some metal fans. We got some surfabilly apparently. And we got some Redambergreen rather coming up at the top of the hour. And incidentally, this guy's been really pumping your tires here. You really like the sound.
Yep.
Thanks, buddy.
Good tunes. Digging it.
Nice. Do we have any snakes?
On a plane?
Yeah. Do we? Well, they don't have to be on a plane, but I mean, snakes would be essential.
What
We could put them on anything we want. Like
what to the decor of?
Yeah. Snakes on a plane, snakes in a studio, snakes on a
Snakes
drum
on
kit,
a console.
snakes on a console.
Well, that's good news. Snakes on crack.
Snakes on crack.
We can get some snakes on crack.
Snakes
That'd be a good look for us.
That'd be a great band name, actually.
Fitting with the contemporary snakes on crystal meth. So they move extremely fast.
So I'm going to spin a track here. This is another submission that I received, I believe, yesterday from a band called the Black Frame Spectacle, and I guess you're a little familiar with them.
Grady at I went to school with Grady. He works at EMAC now, and I know he tracked these guys. So yeah, fucking launch that.
Launch it
into
orbit. This is Patient Zero, the Black Frame. Jesus, I need some more beer. What's the matter with me? The Black Frame Spectacle. There we go. I got it out. Patient Zero, London Indie Underground.
Gotta love that taste of sorrow, even if the foundation's hollow. It's a non-stop piece of my brain. It's the last stop even around the bend. Beat back that zombie holla. To make it up, make her run, run, run. Where do I stop feeling again? Take her out back, teach her how to dance. We're not gonna last, and we might never. But if the fire escapes, I'll be the fan in the flame. Oh God, what's the use if I'm not dead? Where is my pain? Oh God, what's the use? Looking down that double barrel, got a beat on patient zero. Giving up on feeling the same. Come around now, give it another chance. We're not gonna last, and we might never. But if the fire escapes, I'll be the fan in the flame. Oh God, what's the use if I'm not dead? Where is my pain? Oh God, what's the use? You'll get your freedom when you die. You'll get your freedom when you die. You'll get your freedom when you die. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Black Frame Spectacle, Patient Zero here on London Indie Underground. Proud of me? I said it right.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because you chugged the beer.
That helps.
shotgunning a beer while they're playing tracks. You know,
That's how we do it in London.
yeah.
In London.
So, were you saying Jason's behind us? He doesn't have a microphone, but Jay, was it you that was saying that that's just 2 guys in that band?
I'm pretty sure it's just 2 guys.
Another 2-band deal, eh?
Yeah, Diadics and
Yeah.
the Black Frame Spectacle.
Yes, thank you.
No problem.
Well done. Bravo.
Non-alcoholed.
Yeah, you don't have anything.
No, I don't drink
You
anymore.
slammed your coffee.
Well, yeah,
for you.
slam coffee. That's about it.
All right. Well, if you drink enough of it, you can hallucinate.
That's true.
Dave Grohl proved that.
Mm-hmm.
He got rushed to the hospital, right? Did you see fresh pots?
Too many
Everybody's
fresh
seen
pots.
that.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome. Good times. Good times.
So we were talking a bit offline and about shows and going out to shows, and I know it's there's a lot of them in town. The average cover is what, $5?
Yeah, 5, 6. Yeah.
Go out and see a show, and I want to say there's a bit of pressure on people maybe to come out and support, but it's not easy for everybody to get out.
Well, no. I mean, like, as you get older, people, lives change. I mean, everybody's different, but I mean, across the board, it's fair to say that as you get older, you take on more responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
You have less disposable income. I mean, I was saying, back at the embassy, I remember hitting that place like 2-3 times a week, checking out bands like Cape Side or Alex's older band, Failsafe Agenda. Bands coming through like Every Time I Die, and now I feel bad because I can't always be out at these shows, and I'd like to support more. And I think being in a band again, it's changed the perspective again, because when you have, let's say, 80 people who say they're going to show up to a show and you get 40, I guess I have to kind of understand that, because I mean, people have things going on and they can't afford to be all there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what's more important is whether you have a legitimate reason or you don't. And it's not my job, let's say, as a band member to get on your case and say, well, why didn't you show up? I guess it's something you have to do for yourself, though. And if music matters to you and you care about your local music scene and you have a legitimate reason why you can't be there, that's totally fair. And any good guy, any good band would totally understand that. But if you can be there and you got nothing else to do, they're going to love you a lot for being out there and showing up and supporting. I think that means a lot to them. Yeah.
Agreed. At the same time, too, there's something to be said for, if you want people to come and see your show and support you, then you've got to that's reciprocated, based on you going out and supporting them. And I know to that effect, there's a lot of musician friends that I have that, try to make it out to all those shows. But to your point, I mean, there's just so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
And, with varying degrees of, bands, I suppose. You got to pick and choose. You got to choose your battles, right? But at the same time, there are certainly a couple of clubs here in town that, are booking shows and offering free shows. The Night Owl is a great example. Usually on Friday nights, they have free shows that you can go and check out. And, not the biggest venue per se, but a great vibe, and and it's a free show.
We played there back in what was it, July?
Yeah,
19th or whatever. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was a great
Justin
time.
was a great guy. He treated us really well. I like the venue. I like the place. It's got a good vibe.
Have you guys eaten next door yet?
Yes.
I did.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Dear God.
Took home one of the grilled cheeses after the show, with 17 types of cheese on it, and I deep fried and then pan fried and then baked and then whatever else they do to it, and it was like deep fried heaven. It was amazing. I would eat there again in a heartbeat.
I think it could be overwhelming though, because you go there thinking it's going to be just a diner, with like grease spoon stuff perhaps, and then you get in there and it's all sorts of crazy custom dishes, almost kind of like the Subway versus the Quiznos. It's all recipes, right?
It's an experience.
You got to be prepared for that shit. You can't go in there expecting just to get eggs and toast.
No, you need somebody to warn you about it before you go in, just so you can mentally prepare yourself. Like, you have to do 10 jumping jacks, 10 push-ups just to prepare yourself when you walk in there, so that mentally you're focused.
I just slap on some jogging pants before I go.
Slap on some jogging pants.
I mean, it's a hipster place, but whatever. I have no shame.
You were talking about comfortable pajama pants on the way here.
Comfortable attire.
Are you bringing it back? You taking it
We're going to
back?
bring it back.
No.
Yeah. Tell the world you've given up by just wearing comfortable
That's right.
attire
It's
everywhere you've gone.
universal way to tell the
Put
world
it on
you've
your
given
Plenty
up.
of Fish profile.
Yeah, exactly.
Likes lack of ambition and comfy plaid flannel.
It's just your way of saying fuck it.
That's right.
Exactly. Now, I was going to say, just to the point that we were talking about earlier with the all the bands and the $5 covers and all that. The other thing that we always have to keep in mind is that when you make the conscious effort to not go and support the bands, you're basically kind of shutting the doors for each of those venues for local bands to play. And then what do we end up with but a whole bunch of cover bands? You know, because people will be glad to pay $25 to go see a Kiss tribute or Guns N' Roses or, you know, but it goes the same thing. You know what I mean?
Okay, but let's make a distinction here, though, because, and this is, so that's a very good point, Gary, because I lived in the East Coast for a year. I lived out in Moncton, and you know, it's like you don't realize that healthcare changes across provinces. You don't realize, and sometimes people take their music scene for granted, you know, and I know that for me, I definitely took it for granted because I moved to Moncton, and that's the way it is, all cover bands. You want to be a band, and you want to play a show, you better be playing covers. And what bands do there, you know, here, you know, we've all come to appreciate that whole band with original music does their whole, like, we play 10 songs, maybe 2 covers. There it's flipped. It's bands doing covers and sneaking in a couple originals because nobody will book it.
Well, that's the old 1980s mentality of Toronto, right? Like they weren't booking original acts. They were booking bands that basically played like 80-20. And you'd sit there and it's like, yeah, play me some more Metallica or play me some Rush or whatever. And then, you know, hey, this song's called, and, you know, and they'd slide in their own songs. And and that's the big thing that you always have to be conscious of in your own scene, because really people will, you know, like if you're not bringing the people into the bars, then the bars are going to start bringing the things in that are going to, what in their opinion, that will bring it in.
And
which is
because of that, there are a lot fewer venues now.
That's right.
Than there were, say, 5-10 years ago.
Oh, exactly, exactly.
And then it all comes back into it. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, they want to fill the place with people that are going to drink beer, so let's book an AC/DC tribute band, and they're going to bring the people out. Whereas in our situation, being independent, being original artists, it takes a little bit more footwork on our part and bugging people to get out, but we always have to keep that in mind for each band, like looking at each other's band. It's like, you know what, I should really be promoting them because it's keeping the scene alive. And if we can kind of get people in the habit of coming out to check out original acts, then it keeps kind of everybody moving all the time and coming out to all the different clubs.
Constantly developing our music, right?
And it goes
it's an export.
Yeah, and it goes the same for clubs. Like, as much as I like going to Call the Office because they get kind of the more upper echelon indie bands coming through every once in a while. But at the same time, Blackshire's got bands coming out all the time. Like, you know, original acts. You know, London Music Hall, all these different places have the Aeolian. You know, they're always bringing in people of top-notch quality. Maybe we're not checking it out, but, you know, it's always a good thing to do so we don't lose these important venues.
Absolutely.
Right, and at the same time, I think it's important, too, that, you know, the networking piece and putting a name to the face, right?
Yeah.
You know, when you think, you know, 80s, even early 90s, it was all word of mouth.
Yep.
Any number of shows that were going on in your market. I remember even being from a small town, and there was always shows going on the weekends, and everybody knew about it because everybody told everybody, and it was just, you were in those social situations, and it's just something that you spoke to. And nowadays, you know, with things like Facebook and whatnot, you can slap up an event page, and you can invite all your friends, and, you know, you're going to get a lot of maybes, and, you know, people saying that they're going to come, and, you know, oh, it looks like there's 150 people coming to this show, and then, you know, next thing you know, there's 30 or 40.
Yeah.
And, you know, without question, we're certainly appreciative of those people that want to use that, you know, method of medium to follow your band and to communicate and to kind of absorb what it is that you're putting out there. But there's something to be said for actually going out, talking with those bands, networking. You know, bro down with the bands. That's what I always say. Get to know them.
And go old school, DIY. Go to the print shop, print up a bunch of handbills. You know what I mean? Like, nothing beats giving it to somebody because you're face to face. Tell them, like, hey, I'm playing blah, blah, blah 3 weeks from now or whatever. Oh, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? Hand them something so at least they can see it and they put it, you know, they see it's you. It's an earnest action that you're doing, and they kind of look at it. Whereas also with the whole Facebook events page and Twitter and all that, some people have the events blocked.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So they don't know. Or even at the same time, I'll be there, and then it's like, oh, you know.
It's not real. You're removing all the human element from it.
Exactly.
And fundamentally, what we do as a musician, not even if you're trying to be a successful band, but anybody who's playing music to any degree whatsoever, is you're attempting to make a connection with somebody. If it's yourself or one other human being on the planet, you're trying to make a connection. So if you're removing the human element from that interaction and you're using Facebook as a robotic tool to accomplish your evil diabolical schemes, people see through that bullshit real quick. And everything that you send out to them immediately gets ignored or declined, blah, 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 without even thinking about it. Like we attempted to do just a kind of a unique thing with one of our tunes when we first got our first track recorded. We wanted to get some exposure, and we thought, hey, we have a lot of people we're connected to on Facebook, so let's try and use this amazingly powerful tool to further our ambitions. And we just sent out a basic request, or a challenge, if you will, to all the people that we were connected with, and we said, hey, if you do this one really simple thing for us, we'll give you a free download of our song. And without fail, I think we got 95% of people immediately replied to the event invite saying, oh, sorry, I can't make it that night. And the event invite was actually requesting them just to post a link to our thing on their Facebook page. And they said, oh, I think I'm working that night. And it just, and you know what, I harbor no ill will towards those people, because I think I already touched on that point, is that people are so inundated and bombarded with pointless, impersonal crap on Facebook that when they see something like that come in, they immediately just brush it off. And you know, like, just to kind of get back to what you were saying, is that human element and showing that there's a real person behind this. And you know, I'm trying to do something. I am personally inviting you to come out and check this thing out, and that connection can mean the difference between you having somebody show an interest or completely disregard you.
Well, let's put it like, if you look at the big picture, just the basic thought process. If I go to your show and you see me at your show, and you know that I'm playing like 2 weeks from now, because there's already connection. We've talked, we've seen each other. So are you going to come to my show because I've been to your show? You're going to kind of say, yeah, I'm going to go to that show. You know, he's a good dude. He came out to our show. He checked us out, and that's kind of what that's what happens. But when we just sit behind our little, you know, whatever 13-inch screen here and type, please come to my show. I'll have dinosaurs and clowns, and I'll fuck everything up for you. It's like nobody cares.
If you wait until Tuesday or Wednesday, Brandon Eady will hit you with like 20 or 30 event requests, right? But
I love Brandon, but he's
Brandon's
bad
good
about that. It's just like all of a sudden, blow, and you're just like,
Well, that's his thing, right? And that's what he does. I mean, he does it quite well. But that said, I mean, you know, every now and then I get an invite that comes my way, and I'm like, wow, I didn't see that band coming. You know, like Death from Above, 1979. Which is crazy. So you know what? Everybody's probably thinking, I wish these guys would shut up and
play some rock,
play some more music. Yeah. So you know what? I'm going to treat you here with some Two Crown King. This is Automatic on London Indie Underground.
Gonna get slapped, now I gotta go, better get my neck snapped. Wanna get up, but the kid gets down. Boom, the bomb blows, debris brings a cloud to earth. The sounds that burst aloud and hurt, the crowd disperses, leaving just the ground and dirt, and still the wanna get up, but the kid gets down. And now I'm alone, I know it's only a matter of time. Quick, I gotta run, I'm in and out of my mind. I needed an enemy, give me an enemy is fine. Wanna get up, but the kid gets down. On enemy lines, my enemy finds me cover blown. Too tired to fight back, too deep to run alone. Too deep, I should've known, too late now. Because the kid wanna get it, but the kid gets down. Oh no, here we go. Slow mo, she's so automatic. Automatic. Oh no, here we go. Slow mo, she's so automatic. Yeah, she's so automatic. There's no guff, okay, enough's enough. You know I got a lot on the go, and times are tough. I'm on the cloud, reached about, ready to rock, and then you start running your mouth and running amok, and now I'm standing here, stranded stuck. I said the kid wanna get it, but the kid gets fucked. Quick, run, the fun just finished. I can smell trouble, and I don't wanna be in it. I'ma go get my coat, I'll be back in a minute. And you can keep running your mouth and running amok. No more white knuckle breakneck speed, no more hellbent turns. I've learned to buckle my seat. It's your turn to stay up late, wait out in the cold. I know where you've been, and I know what you're told. Oh no, here we go. Slow mo, she's so automatic. Oh no, she's so automatic that I hope this don't end up tragic. Roll on, rolling, roll. Low pro tiptoe through the traffic. Low pro tiptoe through the traffic. Cause oh no, she's so automatic. High def, blow by blow. Ringside HBO, fantastic. Ringside HBO, fantastic. Oh no, she's so automatic. Oh no.
get slapped. Now I gotta go, gotta get my neck snapped.
Kid wanna get up, but the kid gets down.
Boom, the bomb blows, debris brings the clouds to earth. The sounds that burst aloud and hurt. The crowd disperses, leaving just the ground of dirt and still
Kid wanna get up, but the kid gets down.
And now I'm alone, I know it's only a matter of time. Quick, I gotta run, I'm in and out of my mind. I needed an enemy, and give me an enemy is fine.
Kid wanna get up, but the kid gets down.
On enemy lines, my enemy finds me cover blown. Too tired to fight back, too deep to run alone. Too deep, I should've known, too late now. Because the kid wanna get up, but the kid gets down.
Oh no, here we go. Slow mo, she's so automatic.
Oh no, she's so automatic that I hope this don't end up tragic.
Roll on, roll we roll. No pro tiptoe through the traffic.
Low pro tiptoe through the traffic. Cause oh no, she's so automatic.
High def, blow by blow. Ringside HBO, fantastic.
Ringside HBO, fantastic. Oh no, she's so automatic.
Oh no, here we go. Slow mo, she's so automatic. Yeah,
she's so automatic.
Oh no,
she's so automatic.
oh no, oh no, oh no.
Two Crown King with Automatic here on London Indie Underground. My name is Jimmy James. We're broadcasting you live from the Vault Recording Studio at Adelaide and Princess. Pretty in-depth conversation we're getting into here.
Yeah, it's getting a bit too heavy.
Yeah, well,
Let's start talking about dumb stuff.
It carried on after the break too.
Yeah.
I wish I had a microphone for you. I should set one up, Jay, maybe after the next track, so you can kind of chime in on this, because you're certainly adding some valid points to everything that we've been discussing here.
And Jay actually did bring up the point that we're wondering, are there any Japanese pop bands in London? Just want to know.
There is a, well, they're not a pop band, but there is a band that comes to London. They're from Japan. They're called the Zoo Bombs.
Yes,
And if
Zoo
you-
Bombs, yeah.
Oh man, you got to go and check them out.
Really?
Yeah, seriously, they'll blow your mind. They actually been playing with the Mercy Now,
Oh, cool.
which
Nice.
got to get those guys here. Brandon Eady, if you're listening,
Yep.
Mercy Now.
What are the chances? Bring them in, please.
Got to get them here. Got to get them here.
We would make an excellent co-bill with them. I think I would be confident in saying that. That would be
Oh,
a great
yeah.
show. Let's make that happen.
Well, you guys are great.
We'll see what happens.
You guys got a real fresh sound. I mean, we're going to talk about you guys a little bit later on, so, and we'll get into. We're going to be spinning a couple of tracks for you. The Indie Spotlight Band, top of the hour. We usually cut 3 tracks and talk about all things related to that band.
Bland and all that other good stuff.
Oh, I smell. Is that Vicks or something?
Sorry, my bad. Fisherman's friend.
Oh, Fisherman's Friend. Okay. Well, at least it doesn't smell like ass.
Yeah,
like
true.
last week, those
Last
guys
week
were
was-
Creekside Straits.
yeah.
Jesus.
Jeez.
What's wrong with those guys?
That was just one ass-smelling area.
Good
Wasn't
guys and good band.
Yeah, definitely.
The week before was fried. No, the week before I was done, and the week prior to that was like nothing but fried chicken.
Right.
The big tub, the industrial tub of fried chicken and
good
beer.
old Joel.
Good old Joel. and his-
Industrial
Ugh.
Yeah, you guys, obviously it's not a video podcast, right? So you can't see the visual, but just picture Joel Crass rolling in with a bucket of chicken and some beers,
just sitting down.
leaning back. and
Every
imparting some
time anybody
wisdom.
walked in, didn't offer the beer, but he offered the chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You want some chicken?
Want some chicken?
Yeah. Exactly. We're just like, no.
No, thank you.
Okay, we're going to cut to some music right away,
Yeah.
actually, because we went on a bit of a discussion, but I want to make sure that we're supporting all these bands here. One of them actually is a band called The Salads, which our listeners would be familiar with. They were with us for the inaugural video podcast September 1st, performed live here at the Vault Recording Studio, which incidentally the video is available on our YouTube site, as is all of our archived podcasts from our previous Wednesdays. You can go there to www.youtube.com/LondonIndieUG. You can check out all of our stuff there, our hijinks and shenanigans and music. And each of the audio stream podcasts, if you click on the show more underneath, we'll give you a list of all the bands that are available. There's some quick links for the Indie Spotlight bands and so on and so forth. So check it out.
Yep,
Check out
and,
The Salads.
They're playing on the 9th of November. At
Yeah.
Norma Jeans.
Yeah, that's
Should be good.
It's a bit of a weird billing.
Yeah, with the Abandoned Souls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we featured the Abandoned Souls here. We spun one of their tracks, and I mean, good band, but definitely a diverse show.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Hopefully, London, the London peeps have that kind of mentality. They're just not going to see a Salads band and the Salads, and then a band that's kind of like the Salads.
Right.
Well,
Well, it's good to mix
But
it up.
there's
from
nothing
time to
wrong
time.
with the salad Staylefish lineup
Yeah.
either.
No,
That's
true.
gold right there.
True, that
Actually, we'll
is.
be spinning some Staylefish here in a little bit. We've been jamming the new single,
Yeah.
produced by.
Some guy.
But
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's you.
Yeah, it might have been me. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it was you.
I like that new track. by
It's
the
an
way.
awesome
thanks,
track,
dude.
yeah.
Turned out really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're really
sounds
happy
good.
with it.
It is the
job.
calling card for the studio now, I believe.
Well, I suppose so.
Yeah, should
I
be.
suppose so. So we got paparazzi over here. He's taking some photos. Make sure to get one with me and the beer, because that's important.
So music.
Well, actually, we'll be speaking to Jason here in a little bit. Jason Roder, our local photog.
Yep.
He'll let us know about some of the events that's coming up. But in the interim, let's listen to some Salads. This is Lickety Split on London Indie Underground.
Noontime, gotta roll out of bed, get a drink and move the feet. Up now, clean out the cobweb, lickety split release. Get down, everybody's crazy. Throw 'em down with the grass to Beez. Moving, now the place being lazy. You can do that on your time place. Step up, shake what you got now. Spin around to the trace. It's time to get with the new sound. This right here is it. And in a look at this bitch, you bet I get down. Whether or not the money's in my pocket, I will rock it. Look at this bitch, we won't be there, ready to rip. I get down. Whether or not the money's in my pocket, I will rock it. Look at this bitch, we won't be there, ready to rip. And we're to go. B-boys up on the dance floor, popping lock to the future shot. Get up, get what you came for. Do a moonwalk to the end of the block. Shout, shout, mama to the jitterbug. Bust a move like young MC. Come on, move, it's your big love. Shuffle and shimmy. Let your girl come dance with me. I get down. Whether or not the money's in my pocket, I will rock it. If it is pretty, we won't be there, ready to rip. I get down. Whether or not the money's in my pocket, I will rock it. If it is pretty, we won't be there, ready to rip. And we're in the go.
This is original and infectious. The music of guitar, bass, vocals, and drums. These instruments are playing a monotonic grassroots rhythm. This beat has taken the world by storm and is traveling at a fast pace to other parts of the galaxy. But what is the authentic style of this new dance craze?
I get down. Whether or not the money's in my pocket, I will rock it. If it is split, we won't be there, ready to rip. I get down. Whether or not the money's in my pocket, I will rock it. If it is split, we won't be there, ready to rip. And raring to go. Whether or not the money's in my pocket, I will rock it. If it is split, we won't be there, ready to rip. I get down. Whether or not the money's in my pocket, I will rock it. Look at this split, we will be there, ready to rip. I get down. Whether or not the money's in my pocket, I will rock it. Look at this split, we will be there, ready to rip. I get down. Whether or not the money's in my pocket, I will rock it. Look at this split, we will be there, ready to rip. I get down. I get down. I get down. I get down. Yeah. I get down. I get down. I get down.
The Salads with Lickety Split, I Get Down, here on London Indie Underground. If you haven't checked those guys out before, you need to go and see them live. Energy to spare, wildly entertaining. Maybe not this podcast, but the next one. They actually do a montage of 40 top or like radio hits, and they jam it in 4 minutes and 20 seconds, and they slam the whole thing together. It's actually featured right now on our SoundCloud page for London Indie Underground, so you should go and check it out. But it's really well done. It's hilarious.
Oh, did they do that live when they were here?
They did it live here, yeah. So it's actually live on the video podcast, but if you go to our SoundCloud, which if you take a look at the bottom of the, let me see, the Ustream page that you're looking at right now, all the links are there for all of the, the content that we've got online, so you can certainly go and take a look. But yeah, you got to check it out. And there's another track on there too where they actually do a cover of Van Halen's Jump into one of their tracks, which is called the Roth Kung Fu. So
Yeah.
go check it out. A solid band and great dudes. They recorded my theme song for me, which I couldn't be more appreciative. And Chucky's been on the show via conference call with us, which was great. So I can't thank those guys enough for all the support. So now we got him mic'd up, Mr. Jason Rorda. Thanks for joining us.
Hey.
That's your only contribution.
That's all I got.
So hey, we couldn't shut you up there a few minutes ago, and you're talking in the doorway here.
The mic.
Now you're on the phone.
Performance anxiety.
Phone's down. That's what she said.
Okay.
Yeah, you can keep glancing down.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just in case I need to say anything important, in case you ask me any questions about.
I got your back.
Yeah, okay.
I got your. I pulled it up.
Don't worry.
Okay.
See, that's the whole reason that we have this here is because he
bailed
bails
it
us
up
out
for me.
Yeah.
Gary is here to bail us out.
Yeah.
So don't worry about it.
Not just a guy in a sweater.
So we'll chat with you.
Kind of wish I had a sweater.
What kind of sweater?
I don't know. Just this.
Like
It's a pretty awesome sweater. Like
It's my curling sweater.
Did your grandma knit that for you?
No, the wonderful people at Roots. So basically, probably some small child in a third world country.
They subcontract
Probably,
it.
probably knit it for me. And
You
then
know, don't you think it would be? Like
There
a
will
good
be
business
pictures of the
venture?
sweater.
There's like a bunch of grandmas that knitted sweaters for a company.
cursing constantly.
Do you get to whip them?
Yeah. That takes us into a different world.
Who's gonna want to whip a grandma?
Yeah.
That's
It'd be better if they swear a lot, though. There's something funny about grandparents and profanity to me. It's just hilarious. So,
Speaking of swearing a lot,
let's do it.
I want to see what we got here.
Should play some Ninja Spy.
Samuel Jackson, perhaps?
Oh, it's not working.
Damn.
What?
Smart motherfucker, that's right.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
So, Jason.
Yes.
Mr. Rorda.
Yeah.
J. Rorda Photography.
Woohoo.
Thanks for coming out to these things, by the way. I posted up some photos there of one of the sessions that we did.
The one that I was sick.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
you weren't
right.
here.
You were
Yeah.
sitting in bed.
Yeah,
Right. Or
exactly.
the couch, as it were, or whatever it was.
Shit in the couch.
Yourself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jason came out, was part of the podcast for us and taking some photos. And he's agreed to come and do this weekly, too, which is a feature to any of the Indie Spotlight bands that are coming in. You'll get some photos with this as well. But, Jason, you got some stuff coming up, I understand, correct? A couple of shoots this weekend, or what's going on?
Sure. I haven't been overly busy this year, but October's been really picking up for me, and November's on to whoa.
Hey, watch it.
Don't hit that.
Watch your buddy.
Yeah, Friday night.
EP release.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot the name of your band.
So you're gonna go.
Redambergreen.
You're gonna shoot Redambergreen.
Redambergreen Friday night.
Saturday.
High Heels Lo-Fi at the Richmond.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's a 3-band bill there.
Yeah, with
Whichever.
Can I look at my phone now?
I got your back if you need it.
Okay, you go ahead.
They're playing with Whichever and Robert O'Neill as well. Should be a good time. Those ladies know how to put on a good show.
Yes.
So if you're up for seeing basically a 3-piece band, 2 women up front who dress rather scantily when they play, but really know how to get a crowd moving and get them into it. They refer to themselves as a bit of rock and roll hilarity. Basically, if Joan Jett was kicked out of the Ramones Rock and Roll High School for being drunk and acting like the class clown, then you have High Heels Lo-Fi. It's pretty epic.
And I was told earlier by Cynthia that apparently this Saturday is cocktail night in Canada.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Wear your cocktail jersey.
Is that like an official holiday?
Yeah.
Like, do we?
I don't know, but it should be.
It should be.
Yeah.
So wear your favorite cocktail jersey.
Yes.
And support the team.
Or dress.
Correct.
Right.
And just go get hammered.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
With them,
That's
it's a lot about getting drunk.
Right.
They've gotten me drunk a few times.
Everything sounds better with alcohol.
Yes.
So true. So true.
Awesome, Jay.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to see that you got some stuff brewing up. I know you took a bit of a hiatus there, but you're back at
Yep.
it, and you take some great pictures. Obviously you've done some work for my band, but
Yep.
even beyond that, if you go to his Facebook page, just type in J. Rorda Photography, and you'll stumble across his page and take a look at the body of work there, which is really quite impressive. And
It's diverse.
yeah, it really is. I mean, you've got really a mixed bag of stuff there, and Jason is for hire for live bands that are looking for somebody to come in. And I mean, it's fair to say that anybody can show up nowadays with an iPhone and Instagram and take some photos, but photography is kind of that lost art, and Jason just has a knack of being able to capture light and make bands look good.
I'll give you better pictures, and I'll keep it cheap.
There you go. Keep her dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty McGurdy.
I've worked for beer before.
And you probably will again.
I probably will again.
But only the premium stuff.
No, I'll drink cheap shit. But you give me Canadian, I am walking out.
There you go.
Screw you.
Ridiculous.
So much for your performance anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's
You're
getting.
into
He's
it.
in.
Yeah.
He's getting louder.
Well, I'm 2 beers in. I'm ahead of you guys, so
He's
screw you.
Racing
Yeah,
forward.
I've
Yeah.
had, you said I shotgunned this beer, but I really didn't. I've had like
Yeah.
3 sips
Yeah.
out of it. It's good though.
Do you want me to get you another one?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
So we should probably get to some more music.
Some more rock.
Because after that, we're going to be featuring our indie spotlight band, Redambergreen.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
No?
Yay.
Yay! No. Yay! All right, so this is a track that I just got this week, actually, from a band called Messes and Miracles. This is The House Ablaze on London Indie Underground.
That's weird.
Got you in the
Messes and Miracles here on London Indie Underground with this House Ablaze. Nice track, actually, a nice slow groove. We've had a diverse submissions here at London Indie Underground, so it's nice to hear some acoustic jams every now and then.
Yeah, man.
Kind of tease up you guys here. We're going to start ripping some faces off.
Ripping some faces off with a cheese grater.
Giggity goo.
Giggity,
So,
giggity.
Jason, I know you're a little bit away from the microphone, but off air, Jason was saying that bands that are looking for some professional photography rather, from now until the end of the year, he's only charging $50 per session, and that'll get you obviously your photos all doctored up after the fact. He's a bit of a wizard there with Photoshop. It's done some great work for me. Actually, you've got a bunch of different montages too. What I really enjoy is the ones where it's, you know, the scenes like 50 of you or 15 of you doing various things.
The most I've done is 16 of me in one picture.
Yeah.
You have to go higher.
I eventually want to get to like 20, but 20 is the goal. But
Yeah.
it gets hard. Like the more you put into a picture, it's, you know, they get smaller, and then it's like, is that really you?
Jason, the narcissist Rorda. It's all good, buddy. You do fantastic work.
Yeah. I've seen the work. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Did he do the SBW stuff?
He did.
Nice.
Yeah, he did my band, Surrounded by Water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's solid, so.
Cool.
Fitty bones up until the New Year's.
Fitty.
So get a hold of them. Stop taking pictures with your iPhones and thinking they look good. Get a real guy to do it. Just saying.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like recording in your home on the Fostex 4-track and telling people this is the shit. Or sending it in to us and then going like, how come you didn't play my track? And it's like, dude, did you record that through a paper bag? That's just my own opinion.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the London
expressed by
Gary are
Begner,
completely
do not
Gary.
represent those in London,
I don't know. My thought is, you want people to come, give us something awesome.
Yeah.
Just my own thought.
Well, I got to say, overall, the submissions that we've been getting have been very good.
Pretty awesome. Except for that one that was recorded in the paper bag.
With the Fostex 4-track.
With the Fostex 4-track.
Hey, man, I had a Fostex 4-track. Why you got
Who
shit
didn't?
about Fostex?
Yeah.
Everybody
Here at the
had a
vault,
Fostex
all we
4-track.
use is a Fostex 4-track, and we get big ups. No. No, here it's
bouncing
like
down tracks and doing two buses.
Yeah.
Ole.
We're getting George Martin up in this shit.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I can't believe we got 32 tracks mixed down to 4.
Sounds just like the Beatles.
Yeah. We're panning the snare to the left and the kick to the right. Everything else straight up the
That
mids.
just blew my mind.
Yeah. I'm hurting.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Real fuck.
Jay's like, I'll just take pictures.
I don't get it. Shut up.
Yeah, when I first started mixing records, I was panning shit everywhere. I remember putting on a CD that I have of my first mixes from way back in college. Press play and I'm fucking panning shit to the left and muting guitars and I'm just sitting here going, what the fuck was I doing? You're mixing off of 2-inch tape. You can do anything apparently. As long as it's on tape, you can break all the rules.
That's right, man. I'm a big fan of panning.
Yep.
Panning's amazing.
And the pan flute.
Peruvian
Zamfir.
Zamfir.
Yeah, we're going to feter some Zamfir here in a little bit.
You know, there's not a lot of independent pan flutists
There really needs to
sending
be
in
more.
tracks.
Really.
Hello, Southwestern Ontario indie pan flute artists. Please send in some tracks.
Actually, you know what? I heard
We can do dubstep pan flute to go with Dub Zeppelin.
I heard a funny story yesterday, actually. I was hanging out with the boys from Two Crown King, and we were talking about one of their friends who used to be the drummer from Grand Poobah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's Sean Deller. Fantastic drummer, and incidentally, I guess his godfather is Neil Peart, which is crazy.
Well, there you go.
So it turns out he had a gig for a while, and I can't remember if he said it was here. I think it was here, where he was playing with a polka band. So he would go out and he would bring his drum set, and it would just be him and a dude with a squeeze box, and they would jam out polka songs all night. And I guess this was a pretty lucrative gig. And I'm thinking to myself, where the fuck would you go and watch, a polka band? Because I'll tell you right now, I would want to go and see that just for fun. You know what I mean?
It's like Death from Above, only with an accordion.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, I can see that kind of gig, and right now Oktoberfest is just around the corner, right? But to do this on the reg,
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was pretty amazing.
There's got to be a lot of community centers.
Right. So
For sure.
I guess there was a couple of shows that venues in particular that weren't a big fan of the drum set because it was too loud.
Uh-huh.
So he was bringing in this little hand drum thing that he would basically program some beats into it.
Yeah.
So the whole gig is he'd show up and he'd push a button.
Try the
Still
cabbage
getting
rolls
paid.
and the coffees.
Yeah.
It's quite good.
Shows up with his Fostex 4-track.
Yeah, there we go.
Starts
Back to
busting down
Foster.
tracks.
Oh, and for Justin, they're called messes and miracles, not just messes.
I said messes and miracles.
Yeah, you said messes and
well,
miracles.
Justin just asked us on
Well,
the thing, so.
I
But either way,
apologize.
Justin, yeah.
Maybe it got cut out. Yeah, I thought
messes
I said
and
messes and
miracles.
miracles. I certainly
Yeah,
did.
I heard it.
I'm going to go back and review because I know I said
That's
it.
right.
Hear that? Now you've angered us.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
No more
Just
playing.
kidding. Thanks for the track,
Yeah.
guys. Great track.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Real slow jams. I'm not sure we recorded that. Please let me know. I'd be interested to know. And, you know, if you got any dates coming up or whatever. Any of you bands that, you know, are spinning your tracks and you want to pump your wares, please get at us. Let us know what upcoming dates you've got so we can talk about it on the air. And, you know, we obviously we want to give you a plug and use
Website.
us. We won't
Yeah.
feel bad about it. Use
Yeah.
us.
Website, the whole bit.
Yeah.
If you got merch,
Yeah.
same thing.
If
Just
you
let
got
us
the
know.
internets,
Yeah,
there's bands on the internets now.
I've been looking.
Yeah.
If you search with Google.
And if with the goggles.
With the goggles.
I've been doing it.
All right. It's time for our feature. Woo! Woo!
Yeah!
Oh, you're really excited.
Oh, I'm fucking stoked.
Are you?
Let's do this.
Right on. Okay, well, listen, we'll key up a track here. We'll come back and we'll talk all things Redambergreen. And this is Through All the Days on London Indie Underground.
There's traffic lights.
You say anything but I wanna hear. So you tell me that you want me till I'm not around. And now things I know you'll keep it from me and I'll let it slide. But I have been listening through all the days that you have kept me alive. I'm standing on the edge, I'll slip till follow you down. I can't see it now. I can't see
Redambergreen through all the days here on London Indie Underground. Great jam, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Yep.
So, listen, I've got a couple of questions for you. So, first off, how long you guys been together? What's the story? How did it come to be?
Well, it is funny you asked that question, and I will give you the pseudo condensed version of everything. I guess congratulations are in order. I have to throw this out there, but the beginning of the Redambergreen story goes back almost about 2 years now. Phil Regimbal, our little guitar playing midget, and myself are currently the two surviving original members of Redambergreen, but we actually have Mr. Gary Begner to thank for our coming to be.
Hello.
We all responded to an ad that Gary had put up looking to form a band, which for one reason or another it ultimately didn't happen, but Phil and I decided to continue on afterwards. We felt that we had some really good chemistry and we were both on the same page musically. And it took a good year and a half, I would say, from when we first started seriously, developing the tunes and trying to put this thing together and make it happen. It was very piecemeal. We found Cam Core, our bass player, through Phil's sister, and then we tried out a couple of drummers and whatnot, and finally Cam, said, "Hey, I've got this buddy of mine, Mike, and he's really, he's into the same kind of stuff that we're doing and whatnot." And he came out and filled in for a couple of jams, but it wasn't meant to be at the time, and we really struggled to put things together. And finally, Mike saw the light, decided to throw his sticks in the air and proclaim by the power of Grayskull, "I will be the drummer for Redambergreen."
I am the drummer.
So the current incarnation, I think we've been making the serious push at it for 9 months now.
Oh yeah,
about that.
Yeah, about 9 months, about December-ish. Yeah.
Awesome. And just the now this is obviously the current EP.
What
we're spinning.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And I noticed that last week. To clarify, this is our EP release on Friday,
right,
but we have had it on kind of like a pre-download available because of the way the goggles and the internets works.
Right.
That I'm not gonna stop people from getting it out there.
Oh, gotta have it now.
Gotta have it now.
Yeah, it was my bad too, because I think I remember saying that this was the older stuff.
No, yeah.
Well, it's older to me, but it's still new stuff.
It's still new stuff.
It's brand new, baby.
Yep.
Brand new, baby. So 9 months. So when did all these recordings come to be?
Well, basically, we started out. I being in the band, obviously, and being what I am, I make records first. I decided to say, well, let's put a couple tracks down. So we did our first single, which was With You. We hit the studio and recorded drums for 2 tracks, one which we'll be playing later, called Reach. We did those about, March?
Yeah.
I think it was around March. Yeah, we did those, and those were kind of like the prelims for the EP. And we started, off with those 2 singles, and then, because that's the way things are now, right?
Right.
You don't have to do a full record or an EP. You can put together an EP over the course of 6 months or whatever like that. So we did those in March, and then come May, June, we decided to hit the studio again and finish it up. So we did those over the course of the summer.
And you being a producer yourself too, and I can share in that experience. When you have the gear, your flow, sometimes it takes a little longer because there's that element of, maybe a little bit too close to the mixes and to the project. But at the same time, when it's done, it
feels good.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you're like, this is exactly what I want you to hear.
Yeah, you don't have any
shove
regrets.
it in your ear hole.
Yeah.
No regrets. No, everybody's happy. You feel good. And that's the best thing. You need to believe in the music you're putting out there. Because if you don't believe wholeheartedly in what you're doing, you can't expect other people to.
Nope.
It has to come from you first. So, yeah, absolutely.
So tell us about what's coming up on Friday.
Friday, EP release. We are going to be playing the Music Hall Lounge with Arkham Dispatch, good buddies of ours. I love that band. All the guys, Jason, Justin, Al, hilarious. Great guys to party with.
Right.
Also, we're going to be playing with My Cousin Karma. They're a band we hooked up with at Sudbury Summerfest this year. They're a really cool kind of electro-pop band from Sudbury.
I've got a track here of them that I'm going to spin.
Wicked.
Yeah.
Very
Definitely.
cool. I love that band. They're all great guys. So
yeah, they messaged me. I think it was the connection through you guys, as a matter of fact. So they messaged me, and I've got their track queued up for a little bit later on.
Sick. Yeah. And the opening band is Dig Devil Dig, another amazing band from London.
Not familiar with them.
All in all, the show is going to be off the hook.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be one of the greatest collections of local talent I think that the city's ever seen. Bring an extra pair of pants because your first pair will be blown off of you. It's going to be that good.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I had to bring an extra pair of jogging pants.
Are they
The
plaid?
jogging pants, the plaid
I
jogging
thought it was the
pants.
plaid flannels.
Plaid flannels?
Yeah.
They're so comfortable. Then you can go tonight.
If you wear like Lululemons, though,
Yeah.
are they going to blow off?
And a pair of UGG boots.
Guys.
Yeah.
Lululemons.
Yeah, and guys' UGG boots.
Terrifying. I hope to never ever see that ever.
I'm pretty sure
But you
that's
will.
the dress code here in
But you
London.
will.
Yep.
Lulus.
For guys?
No.
Oh God.
I hope not.
Guys wearing
If-
Lululemons
If it
and
is, I'm
UGG
moving.
boots? Oh, yeah, we're out of here.
So let's spin another track. So what are we going to play now?
We're gonna spin up track 3 off the EP. It's called Lost.
All right. So this is Lost by Redambergreen on the London Indie Underground. Or the LIUG.
Dancing in the fading moonlight, trying hard to
Redambergreen with Lost here on the London Indie Underground. My name is Jimi James. We're broadcasting you live from the Vault Recording Studio at Adelaide and Princess. Joined today by my co-host Gary Begner and our indie spotlight band, Redambergreen.
Yo.
Thanks again for joining us, gentlemen. That was a solid track. I've had an opportunity to listen to the whole EP since you, Mike, you had sent it to me a while back, and Gary and I had some discussion about it previously, and a real fresh sound you guys got going on, and it's nice to hear because, in my opinion, in this market, metalcore, there's a lot of those bands around here, and a lot of them that do it very well.
Oh yeah.
And no disrespect to that style of music because I happen to be a big fan myself.
Same.
But I find, and I've been to some of the shows, and I don't frequent shows as often as maybe I would like to for circumstance or whatever the case may be, but when you go to them and there's a lot of similar genre bands that are on the bill, and sometimes it's tough to distinguish the key differences between them. And they're all great, and they've got chops for days, some great drumming, and obviously the skill set is there. But when you hear a band like what you guys are doing, which is really removed from that scene, in my opinion, it's real refreshing.
Thanks, man. It lends itself to this. It lends itself to a gig like that, where you can get in there, but you'd be the standout because you're not playing the exact same style. It's got a bit more depth into it, you know what I mean? Like it does step aside from it. So
that's what attracted me to the band.
Yeah.
Is how from like an outside standpoint, like when they got me, I heard that one track Poison that they had demoed, and it blew me away. I was like, I love the sound. It makes you want to rock out, and you can do a lot of different stuff with this band. A lot of pop punk, there's some hardcore stuff in there. There's some radio rock. You got to keep it fresh.
It's all good, man. Dig it all, baby.
Dig it all, baby.
So you were saying offline that the London music scene, or the show in particular, we needed. What were you saying? Some more fart jokes and
more fart jokes. Yes.
Some more Samuel
I would like
Jackson.
to hear more Samuel L.
All right. Well, ask and ye shall receive.
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn time.
What?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna bring the wrath.
What?
Yeah. I love this. This soundboard's great. Everything is here. They even had Snakes on Crack, for God's sake.
Snakes on Crack. I did not expect the crack.
I couldn't believe it.
Nobody expects the crack.
Nobody expects the crack.
Unless you've hired a plumber.
Oh.
Well, it goes back to the fart jokes.
But chum.
Check plumbers with Lululemons on.
Oh man.
Dear God.
It was all.
I know.
We need less of that on this show. No.
Less Lululemon talk. Men's Lululemon.
So you
talk.
would not be okay with a bunch of attractive young Lululemon wearing plumbers working while you're doing a podcast?
Male?
I was going to
Female.
say. Well, please clarify. You didn't.
You've already been over this.
Where are you going with this?
Yeah, exactly.
There isn't a guy alive who can pull off UGG boots and Lululemons.
You mind if I have some of your tasty beverage to wash it?
I can do that.
Jay is volunteering.
Jay's
Yeah.
in. Jay's in.
UGG boots and Lululemons. Luckily, it's not the 80s metal scene because a lot of men would be wearing the Lululemon pants on stage.
I was watching something last night. It was at my friend Steve's place. We were watching the history of Anthrax. Or no, not Anthrax. It was Anvil.
Oh, okay.
The story of Anvil.
The story of Anvil.
Yeah.
Have you
movie.
guys seen that?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I know of it,
No?
but I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So the story goes, during the 80s, in the heyday of 80s metal, and they were, one of the bands that were on all the major festivals and played with all the other, the big four, but they came out effectively the year before the big four, which is Megadeth, Metallica, Anthrax, and Slayer. And they were in some senses the precursor for a lot of that sound and movement, and you can trace, there's direct ties back to Anvil from a lot of those bands that subsequently had come out after the big four, and they were undoubtedly a huge influence on all of them, but they were the only band out of that grouping that really didn't move on or to establish any great success. They really weren't selling any albums. And so the documentary is fast forward a number of years, and now they're 50 and they're going on this tour over in Europe that's been booked from by a fan who booked with love and passion, which was the quote in the show, and obviously heart's in the right place, but just not the contacts, right? And so you see them going through, and they
the Spinal Tap-esque.
pretty much. They start out with a bang, right? And they play this big festival, and then they go to this one club where the promoter won't pay them. There's a bit of an altercation
because they're 20 minutes late.
Yeah,
and it was like
they were 2 hours.
Oh,
late,
and it was because it was a maze or whatever to find the place.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're in Prague, I think.
Yeah,
and it got me thinking about the state of the music industry, and bands really where your money is, and at least from all intents and purposes is through shows and through merchandise.
Absolutely.
Right, which are the two things that you really need to have in place, and which kind of brings me back to you guys. This is kind of your opportunity to speak to our listeners and let them know about, where they can get at you, what you have available, all that kind of stuff, right? So if listener wants to go and check your stuff out, where do they go?
The easy answer is the Book of Faces.
The Book of Faces,
because that acts as we all know, as the central hub to all things glorious and great through the intertubes. But specifically, I don't know if you know where the stuff is most accessible.
Most accessible on Facebook. You want to check us out at facebook.com/redambergreenband. Not the indie film,
right? Because we checked that last.
Not the indie film, which I want to check out. But Redambergreen Band. You can also check out our Bandcamp, redambergreenband.bandcamp.com. Our whole EP is available for streaming there, so you can check it out. If you like it, you can buy it, or you can just come hang out with us on Friday and buy it there.
That's
and
right.
You'll get a hug and a high five.
That's right. Get some FaceTime and
I better get a hug.
Oh, you'll get hugs.
You're getting lots of FaceTime.
Let me see what else we got here. We got some more of your music. Yeah, look at the right file. Here we go. So we're going to spin up another track of yours here. And if what's your choice, gentlemen? What do you want to play?
Reach.
Yeah.
So is there a story behind this song?
You'd have to ask our singer Eric. I think it has to do with sex.
He claims that it's something dirty, but I mean, honestly, we don't hear it. So
could be about bunnies.
Unless he's got some really weird proclivities. It's
think dirty. I guess.
Okay.
Think sexy.
I can do that.
Yeah.
All right.
Sexy bunnies.
Sexy bunnies.
I'm already doing that.
In Lululemons and Ugg boots.
In other news.
There you go.
This is Redambergreen with Reach on the London Indie Underground.
Your hands around my neck.
Redambergreen with Reach here on the London Indie Underground. Yeah, you were right. That one's a little bit more chuggy. It's got some
chuggy. There's a little bit of kind of a Dead and Divine kind of thing in there, and a little bit of radio rock.
Good tones, man. We were talking offline too about, you know, the way that the scene is kind of trending right now, and you had made mention about, you know, scene music, and you know, how did you describe it?
Well, you know, like the whole Kleenex brand facial tissue. You know, you think scene, you think hair swoops and fucking breakdowns and hardcore dancing. I don't know, I was like what? Like I was like 22, 23 when that shit was peak, and I miss a lot of those bands. But at the same time, it's good to hear things branching out.
Well, things evolve, right? And music is constantly on a cycle. And for me, you know, when I think about when I was coming up, it was during the 90s, right? And so it was all those 90s, like the Seattle bands and all that movement. And it wasn't just as much about the music itself, but it was the whole subculture that came along with it, right?
Yeah, it was the whole package.
You had tied your plaids around your waist, and you were wearing the Doc Marten 9-holes and that.
And it was the important thing was that you didn't care.
Right.
That's what really made it matter, is the fact that it didn't matter, right?
Right. And nowadays, you know, I think people are, you know, perhaps, you know, a bit overly concerned what other people will think about
absolutely
their inclusion in a certain type of scene or their representation of that scene.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to just being having that hippie, you know, mentality and just saying, fuck it,
I don't give a shit.
Here I am,
Yep.
I'm doing what I'm doing.
Exactly.
If you don't like it, you can get the fuck out, you know.
Yep.
As Eddie Murphy said best. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, more of that attitude has to come back from the musician's part and just people in general. Just let me be me. Like, you know.
Don't put up walls. Don't put up boundaries. You know, music is brilliant. Like good music is just brilliant, and like you have to be able to, like you have to take down those walls and open yourself up to experiencing all sorts of stuff. You know, like, you know that's you know listening to like Kate Bush or Tori Amos and then turning around and throwing on some Meshuggah. I love being able to do that and see the value and the talent and all that. And I think it's better for you as a person if you expose yourself to that kind of music, and you know, you see all sorts of different like angles. You see all sorts of different stories. And
Yeah, like I said originally at the start of our conversation, it's I firmly believe that the goal of anybody making music, like I said, is to make that connection. So by making yourself a willing recipient of that connection, there is absolutely nothing you can lose from that relationship. You can only take positive. You can only grow. You know, you can only develop. And that's one of the big reasons why being in a band and being a musician and playing music just is so firmly ingrained into, you know, who I am and why I do these things. And it's not, I would be remiss to say that I wasn't doing it for some sort of financial gain and because I have these extreme dreams of rock stardom, but fundamentally it's because it's about expression, and it's because that the guitar in my hands or the things that I use to create that thing, to get that thing out of me, to get that noise out of me or that message, that's the form that it has to take for me. I would confidently say that the same applies to all the other guys in the band or anybody else who's making music, because that's why we make music instead of draw or paint or dance or act or do any of those other things. But it's that one thing that makes the struggle and makes the battle worthwhile after 16 years when people who don't play music in any capacity, they have such a hard time sometimes understanding why somebody would choose to pick up a guitar night after night and constantly write a song or go out to band practice or put money into this or do that and anything. But you know, when it is so fundamentally basic and intrinsic to the reason for why you wake up in the morning or for why you're even on the earth, you know, it is just such a motivating factor. And I went on a bit of a rant there, but to bring it back, what Mike was saying is just about, you know, not putting up the walls and to listen to something and to find out that you don't like it, that's totally okay. But to not put up the wall and not to, you know, to prejudge and not to throw it on other people that, hey, don't listen to that because it's bad, or don't check these guys out, or don't listen to that style of music like that.
You're doing everybody a disservice. Track tonight that I haven't liked.
No.
Every single track you've played across the board has been something that I enjoyed.
Haven't we played like 100% of all your music tonight?
Pretty much.
We've got 1,000 alias bands, and we just keep submitting. Like I'm in this. I never leave the studio. I'm constantly recording shit and sending it to Jamie.
We're like Green Day that
play
way.
this.
Every time we want to do a different style of music, we just call it something else. And
the only thing we're 100% here at London Indie Underground is Nickelback free.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Hey.
Those guys.
Hey.
There is no discussion to defend. It's just Nickelback free.
Any Creed?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Theory of a Dead Man?
No. Isn't Creed the same band?
Theory of a Nickel Creed?
I get confused.
Yes, Theory of a Nickel Creed, yeah.
Ooh.
I think Theory of a Dead Man is actually coming to London.
They are
They're
coming to
playing
London.
with Big Rack.
Yep.
They're playing with
I
Big Rack.
just got the
right.
invite in my Hotmail, yeah.
I'm a huge Big Rack fan.
Ian Thornley's brilliant.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I'm sorry, hun. I have to side with the indie ground. My wife can't stand Big Rack.
Really?
And it's just this.
Really?
Oh,
Amy
yeah.
can't stand Big Rack.
She can't stand Big Rack.
That's unfortunate.
Sorry to
I
call
hope
you
I don't
out,
see her
hon.
on Friday.
But,
because she's getting a punch in the face.
Punch in the mouth, Amy.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
That song.
It's a song again.
It's a song about a song.
You know what time it is?
I really love that song.
It does. It's time to drop some rock. Oh, no, it's time to open another bag.
Well, it's time to open a beer, and then it's time to drop some rock.
Drop some rock.
All right, well, a little shameless self-promotion. I'm going to spin some Staylefish for all y'all. It's a track that we've actually spun the last 2 podcasts. One before last week was the internet premiere, as a matter of fact. The song is now currently available on iTunes, so go and get it. It's 99 cents. So, think about that for a second. How devalued music is, right? 99 cents. So, you can go to Tim Hortons, and I bought, a large triple there a while ago.
Right.
And it was $1.80.
Sure.
Right? And for 90 cents, you can buy it. And, the amount of time and effort that went into creating this song.
Mm-hmm.
It's mind-blowing.
However,
and people complain about gas prices.
However, the same amount of time and effort went into making Nevermind went into making a record 20 years ago, and you were paying double per song for that. So, sure, prices have gone down, and really it's the allocation of funds, and it's who's getting that music, and who's getting that money, and it's there's no point in going into the economy of music. We all know
that's
how it
the
works,
Napster generation, right?
Yeah,
that sense
absolutely.
of entitlement that if I can, I'm going to try to get it for free. And I will even concede that there's times where I've downloaded music because I want to get a preview of it. But if there's something that I really like, I go and buy a disc, or I buy it off of iTunes.
Yeah,
because and not even necessarily because I want to support the music industry, but I want to support those bands. Because really, I mentioned earlier, merchandising and shows is really where you're going to make your money. But if you happen to be a local and up and coming band, and you book a DIY tour, you're lucky to get gas money on your way, right? And if you happen to have some merchandise T-shirts, and if you turn some heads enough, and people are interested in your logo, or there's
you've got a good phrase or something on
yeah,
that.
exactly. Then people are going to want to buy your T-shirts, and if you're not just recouping your costs, then maybe you're making a bit of profit to put into your belly or into your gas tank, right? But beyond that, the bigger bands and what they're suggesting is that it's touring and merchandise where they make their money. So the independent bands thrive on either you come out to the local shows and you support, or if you like indie music, buy it, man.
Yep.
Just buy it.
Yep.
You got 99 cents. You can go buy an iTunes card. You can get $10. You can go and buy a bunch of music. And most of that money goes to the band. Certainly you pay a percentage to iTunes or whatever licensing company, but it goes into the band's pocket, and it's hard-earned money, whether or not you want to believe that, you know?
Well, it is hard-earned. And it's like you said, there's a sense of entitlement, but where is this music? Where is this art going to come from?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What, is it going to eventually get to the point where music is going to get so devalued that the Grammys are going to be hosted in a Polish hall with a Mackie iPad board and
sponsored by Okachim.
Sponsored by Okachim, because really, it's about it's not even about making millions of dollars. It's just about being able to live and create while you're alive. Because
I think for me, it's more of a validation than anything else,
Yeah.
regardless of how much money you make.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Somebody is willing to plunk down some money and for your art, and that's a deeply personal thing. And I'm sure you guys are the same philosophy that I would be playing music regardless of whether there was any return.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For
It
sure.
is totally enjoyable. But the unfortunate part is that money is only a tool, but the world works on that tool.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, like I said, I don't think that musicians should be playing music for money. But like you said, gas money, some food in their belly, so they can continue to do the things that you appreciate as a listener, right?
Right.
But at the same time, as you say, musicians shouldn't be playing for money, which I wholeheartedly agree. At the same time, club owners shouldn't be basically booking bands and to play for free or to fuck them over so they can make all the cash.
That's a service they're providing.
Exactly, and that's how you destroy the scenes, right?
Yeah.
That's where your bands stop coming around, and all of a sudden you're like, gee, why isn't my bar making any money anymore?
Yeah.
whatever.
Why
you know.
Why play a show when you can have all the fun playing music with your band at home
Yep.
and not packing up? So
You know what?
You're a smart motherfucker. That's right.
I'm with him.
Yeah, so let's play some tunes here. All right, so we're going to spin Staylefish. This is All Around the World
Love this
on the
track.
London Indie Underground.
You got your suitcase zipped and buckled, headed for the big city. Top down, mixing the sound between the speakers and the summer breeze. Let's take a ride to the places, taking leases on American dreams. 5 cars and movie stars, it doesn't matter when the chicks are free. And now all around the world, we're trying to cope with material spaces. All around the world, just trying to call it home.
A bounce in your step and a gleam in your eye. A true traveler for a lot, never could I lie. Moving to the city like a G in our song, but it start to feel wrong when you stay too long. A tree is a tree is a tree, 3 times. Don't lose the innocence of medical rhymes. Measure when your word by your money clip good, but I don't mean shit when you skate to the earth. Mellow is the fellow with the leather and he top of always dropping. He ain't stupid, fashion nice and color popping. When he sings, he's all about bling, cause it's joys, bits and toys and material things. Cheers in time, they gon' take you on your head, it might be feeling fighting for you, they gon' hit your blind side. It's all good if you travel how you should. Like with a bright light, keep on your toes and go.
All around the world, we're trying to cope with material spaces. All around the world, just trying to call it home. All around the world, we're trying to cope with material spaces. All around the world, just trying to call it home. And now all around the world, we're trying to cope with material spaces. Yeah, all around the world, just trying to call it home. All around the world, we're trying to cope with material spaces. All around the world, just trying to call it home.
Staylefish with All Around the World here on London Indie Underground.
So delightful.
very delightful.
Quite delightful.
The track turned out really well.
It did.
Really happy with that.
You should be.
And you should be, yeah.
It was kind of you know, when we tracked that song, and I think I might have mentioned this in a previous podcast, but it was a late addition to the album, which I think there's 9 or 10 songs. Well, possibly a 10th, but 9 for sure. And it was a late addition, and one of those ones that we kind of threw together here in the studio. And right from the second I heard it, I'm like, that's a single.
Yeah.
We definitely got to work on that one. Excuse me. And it wasn't until Chad had come in with the slide guitar that I think everybody was sold on it.
Right,
Because
right.
you could kind of see the vision. It was poppy, and okay, I get it. But
Yeah.
then when we cut that slide through, it's old Granny's slide through Fender Deluxe, and it just sounds awesome.
It's phenomenal how one little thing can instantly make or break. Well, not so much break, but can like change an opinion and change the sound of something so fundamentally. And it may be so subtle. If the production, if people know what they're doing, if it's done right, you would never even know it's there until it's taken away.
Yep.
And then you're like, man, what happened to this song?
I don't
Where'd
like
that
this
kazoo go?
Yeah.
I don't think that it's ever been said ever. I would like to hear that song.
Actually, there's only a couple of songs where I think the kazoo is notable, and one of them is Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
The Chili Peppers cover.
Yeah.
Because it's got a kazoo in there.
Yeah.
There's a kazoo in Roller Coaster?
Yeah. Yeah, FM 96 had songs that blow weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So they spun a bunch of tracks, and one of them was that, and it was funny listening because people didn't know what instrument it was that was in there.
Right.
It was a kazoo.
Yeah, when somebody says, "Oh, it's a kazoo," then they're like, "Oh my god!"
That's what this scene needs is way more kazoo.
One of my very, very first tunes I ever wrote way back, I was like 17. My first band was called Rogue 9 or something. I don't know. Anyways, it featured a whole like kazoo medley at the end of the song. The song was called Hamster Stew, and it was about
hamster stew.
Making stew out of your hamster. Like I said, I was 17, whatever. But yeah, the very end of it, I had this grand ambition to do like a 4-part kazoo harmony, and I only did 2 parts, but I was I was very proud of the result of my effort for being 17 and wanting to incorporate kazoo into my punk rock.
Kazoo core and pan step.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
So I'm going to jam a track here for a band called My Cousin Karma, which were nice enough to send it in to me. And if I'm not mistaken, these lads are from Sudbury. And so although they're not from London, there's certainly a London connection.
Mm-hmm.
Me being from Northern Ontario, and the singer in my band for Surrounded by Water, Moss Beckman, is actually from Sudbury himself. And I know they're going to be playing here a show with you guys.
Yeah, great little story behind that. We got invited, basically our first major show this summer. We got invited up to play in Sudbury at their annual Summerfest. We played on the same night as Trooper and Blue Oyster Cult, unfortunately on opposite ends of the park. And
opposite ends of the park.
Yeah. We read into it too much, and we thought we were opening for Blue Oyster Cult. It turns out we were just playing on the same night as them.
On the side stage, yeah.
But it turns out that the band who went on after us was My Cousin Karma, and we stuck around to see them. Really got along well with them. They put on a fantastic show, and so based on that relationship, we had a series of shows coming up here in southwestern Ontario, and we decided to bring them down, and they were more than happy to oblige, so we're really, really stoked about this.
Yeah, man.
Right on.
So what you're saying is you didn't play with Trooper or Blue Oyster Cult?
We did not.
Damn.
Did you get to hang out with them?
Ooh.
Did you get to raise a little hell with them?
I saw pictures, and let me just tell you,
he
was wearing cargo pants and like sneakers on stage.
Yeah.
He is about this much higher than giving up on life. Yeah. I mean, all it would have taken was some flannel jumpers and pajama pants. I mean, he might as well have.
He's been doing that for years too, because
really?
I got free tickets to Rocks the Park years ago, and I got to see ZZ Top. And he opened that show. I saw Randy Bachman, I saw ZZ Top, and that night was...
Why am I assuming that everybody
from
the 80s has to be wearing something has to look like David Lee Roth? I don't know why I'm assuming that.
Because your
rose-colored
vision
glasses, my friend.
of the 80s is tragically
skewed. Exactly.
Yeah.
Cocaine and
they all
checkerboard.
have giant hair.
Yeah. Headbands.
Yeah. Teased up.
Yeah. With some
Man,
kind
could you
of
imagine the effort
bright
of
shiny jacket.
Being in a metal band in the 80s and
Oh,
how
God.
much effort that, you know.
Platinum Blonde is coming back.
That's right. Platinum Blonde is actually playing London.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you their hair is not teased up.
Oh, yes, it is.
I would have to say it is. Yeah.
It is teased up.
No.
Yeah. I'm with
Horrible.
I'm with Jay on this.
They look horrible.
I saw Kenny Johnson, the old bass player who passed away, unfortunately. Well, whatever. Anyways, and he was in Toronto walking down the street, and he still had the poofy hair.
Oh,
and I was just like, wait, that's the guy from Platinum Blonde. And I'm like, fuck, he still looks, his hair's still going. Like,
So
dude.
you knew it was him.
Still
Yeah,
wearing
like-
acid wash jeans.
Yeah,
He's holding it down.
Yeah, like, but at the same,
Represent, I guess.
but
eh?
at the same time, he didn't faux hawk it, so that's a little positive for him.
I suppose it's like you go to see Twisted Sister and they still do up the whole thing,
Yeah,
right?
but that's what you're going to see. Okay, so you go to see Twisted Sister. You pay the money to see Twisted Sister. You're going to see that show. When I'm walking down Bloor Street, I'm not expecting Platinum Blonde to come at me dressed in all the fun garb, but they were
But they were.
good times.
If Dee Snider comes out on stage wearing cargo pants, it's done.
And then
Yeah.
it's all downhill from there.
Or the flannel plaids.
Yeah.
We're done. D, give me my money back. But I don't think he'll ever do that. He'll never sell out the brand.
Great segue into a
and
pop rock.
yeah, this has nothing to do
With Twisted Sister?
Yeah.
Or Poofy Hair?
My Cousin Karma. Let's move on London Indie Underground.
Never took my advice. And now you sit in the dark, yeah, you sit here all alone. Never wanted, never needed, never wanted, never called this your home. I watch you lay at the candles and pull out your Ouija board. And I sit real quiet, real quiet. I used to move all the curtains and flicker the lights till my throat was sore. But now I sit real quiet, real quiet. Baby, move on. I can move on too. When my light comes, when your light comes, I'll get back to you. Everything will be how it used to be when you were making fun of me. Don't keep Parmesan by whatever you touch. Never wanted, never needed, never wanted, never liked me as a lush. But now your eyes on the wheel of a shopping cart, thinking of New Year's Eve. Never wanted, never needed, never wanted, never stood so close to me. I see you play all my albums and watch all my DVDs. Can't see without his glasses, or Lady Simmons stole the milk money. We used to push up the volume and play our song on repeat. But now I sit real quiet and listen to your heartbeat. Baby, move on. I can move on till my light comes. When your light comes, I'll get back to you. Everything will be how it used to be when you were making fun of me. So move on. I can move on till my light comes. When your light comes, I'll get back to you. Everything will be how it used to be when you were making fun of me. So now it's time to leave. You wake me in my sleep. I won't stay in your dreams. Wait, you I can move on too. When my light comes, when your light comes, I'll get back to you. Everything will be how it used to be when you were making fun of me. So move on. I can move on till when my light comes, when your light comes, I'll get back to you. Everything will be how it used to be when you were making fun of me.
my cousin Karma with Move On here on London Indie Underground. They'll be jamming out with you guys this Friday at the music hall.
We're going to be rocking out than jamming out. Yeah,
Jam out.
they've committed to us that they're bringing their A game, so we're bringing our A+ game.
Right. Well, it's not like somebody's going to say, "Well, I'm feeling like bringing my D game."
I think I'm just going to phone it in. I hope you guys don't mind.
Would that work if if we got up on stage and just connected the call and held it up to the microphone? Would that?
See, your B game would be track pants.
There you go.
B
That's
game.
the D game.
No, that's the B game.
No, flannel is the
Flannel's the B game.
In some places, that's people's A game.
Yeah. Oh, it's a sad, sad day.
Can you guys please wear flannel?
It gets way too hot up there. I've tried.
Way too hot.
You guys watch Seinfeld fans?
Absolutely.
I love Seinfeld.
So do you remember?
To Nikki, my girlfriend who's listening, stick it because
velour
Seinfeld's
suit?
incredible.
Yeah. Oh, it's the greatest show ever.
Great show ever.
Know,
Brilliant.
and it's disappointing for me because most of my references, my cultural references, are either going to be Seinfeld or The Simpsons or like more obscure Star Trek, which most people don't get. But
I get it.
And I get that, right, because I'm a nerd. But the Seinfeld references when I make them, and there's sometimes where I don't know about you, but I crack a joke and I'm like proud of myself because of the comedic timing, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, that was the perfect quote to bust out, and I just get crickets. Like, what the fuck are you talking
You
about?
think you're better than me?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll lift this TV over my head.
Yeah, exactly. Mandelbaum.
Mandelbaum.
I bust that one out all the time.
Did the
It's
jerk
go
store
time.
called? What was that?
Yeah, the jerk store. Yeah, there's so many of them.
Yeah, the whole. That's it. I'm out.
But remember when George so I can drape myself 100% in velvet or
Is it
velour.
velour, that's it. Yeah.
So that's what you should do.
Yeah. Velour suit.
Just velour
suits.
suit. Oh god,
Yeah.
that would get so. It doesn't breathe.
It's not
just,
Gore-Tex.
It's just pooling.
It's Gore-Tex. So that's a
digress.
great way to end it off.
It is.
Actually, I
Talking
think
about,
so.
Talking about velour.
So I just want to thank everybody for tuning in to the London Indie Underground. The last couple of weeks has been great. Our following is growing, and through your help and your support, thank you for sharing our links and talking it up.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to support you, and for indie bands, we want to help you. You got to send us your tracks. Get online. Get at us through the internet, through our Facebook page is always a good way to reach us. Facebook.com/London Indie Underground. You can email us your tracks, LondonIndieUG@hotmail.com, or you can follow us on Twitter. If you take a look up on the screen in front of you, all the pertinent information is there. But get at us, use us, send us your tracks. We want to support you. That's what we're here to do.
And important, just to interject, Jim,
Please.
please send us your tracks, not send us links to your website,
Yes,
so we
important.
can then download your tracks for you, and then etc. So just send us your tracks in MP3 form, whatever.
Right. Well, here's the thing about that, right? If you send me a link, say, well, you can download our whole album here, and that's awesome because, I want to do that, but I don't know what song is going to represent your band, given if you have the choice of picking one or two songs, whatever the case may be. So please, get on, send us your tracks, and tell your friends. Let people know about what we're trying to do here.
I will be telling everybody.
I would really appreciate that.
I would tell everybody.
I already did
Thank
tell
you.
everybody, but I'm going to tell them all again.
Also, we'd like to thank Redambergreen for coming in.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
You guys
much
are very
appreciate
welcome.
you
Thank
taking the
you.
time. Yeah, no
Big
problem.
J.
Big J, paparazzi.
Yeah.
Thank you for your
Snapping
contributions.
some clicks.
I'll be here more often.
Well, Jay's going to be a recurring guest week to week and taking
Excellent.
some photos, and we'll upload them to our London Indie Underground Facebook page so you can see, what we look like, what our guests look like.
Yeah, why we're too
cases,
pretty.
That'll be good. In
Why
other
we're too
cases-
pretty for radio.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we've definitely got a face for radio.
yeah. And then on top of that, next week we've got the wonderful Siegfried Meyer coming in
Yes, we do.
from Beach Road Studios.
No, is
No.
it next week?
Is it?
Or is it
Yeah, the 17th.
Yes.
17th next week.
Sorry, I posted it up. So next
Yeah.
week is Siggy, and
And Daryl Stevens from
Daryl's-
Thine Eyes Bleed is coming in.
which is going to be awesome.
Yeah, Daryl's awesome. Well, they're both nice guys.
Yeah, and it's great to get Siggy here. I've not had the privilege of speaking with Daryl myself.
No, and he's an
yet,
awesome dude.
But I'm really looking forward to it. Sadly, Gary, you won't be joining us.
I won't be
though.
here, and that's hey Daryl, if you're listening, I screwed up. I'm I'm in a trade show in Vegas next week, but Jim's going to take good care of you, and I'll catch up with you guys
Is
later
that
on.
a tracksuit?
Tracksuit, convention.
Yeah.
Tracksuit
Tracks.
nugs.
Tracksuit. That's where you go and like they show you a bunch of different tracksuits, right? Because you're officially old.
Yeah, and then they've got all the different levels of fuck it, I'm done.
Fuck it, I'm done.
You want these ones here, sir?
B-Game Expo.
Yeah, you want these ones, sir. These are the gray ones. They're very loose. The ass is ripped out and the knees are gone and they've got a lot of stains. They pretty much just say, fuck this. I'm done.
out.
I'm out.
I just about spit beer out of my nose.
Sorry, buddy.
That was great.
And then
Yeah, well, no, I'm going to give... Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry, I'm going to do my thing. I'm
Dude,
do
I'm
my
just
thing.
thinking.
I have a couple more things I don't want to say. So, yeah, next week, Siggy Meyer.
Daryl Stevens. The week after.
Following week is the Diadics.
Yeah, with Matt and I think Kevin. Both of them are coming in?
Yes.
Matt and Kev. Awesome.
Matt.
It'll be a good time.
And then what was the other one that I had?
We had the third one. Is it Dan?
I don't even remember. Can you believe
The
I don't
third
even
week is
remember.
a surprise
The
guest.
third week.
I don't know what's going on. I'm excited.
You should be, buddy. I'm just pulling up the old tweets here and see who I got.
Looking on the tweeter.
Sylvester Stallone.
Samuel L.
Are
Jackson.
you actually having
Oh
Samuel
no!
L.
You know what?
Jackson?
No, I haven't announced that one yet. That's going to be a special surprise. So
that
we'll
makes
wait
it
on
more
that.
exciting.
Yeah.
Special surprise. You
Yeah.
don't know what's going on.
Actually, I do.
Yeah. Miguel the Mime will be in with us.
That's right. So, thank you, Jason, for joining us today, too. As we said earlier, Jason is offering from now until the end of the year. Any bands you're looking for promo shots, whether it's live or whatever the case may be, make sure you connect with him. J. Roorda, Roorda, photography. Check him out on Facebook. He's also on Twitter recently.
Yep.
He's on the Twitter.
Yeah,
Join the Twitter
he's
crew.
On Twit. He'll be at the Richmond on Saturday and at the London Music Hall on
the Friday?
On Friday taking pictures.
October 12th.
So don't disturb him while he's working, but talk to him and maybe get some stuff and also support these other bands that are playing.
You're a good man.
Buy me a beer.
And buy him a beer.
Yeah, do it.
There you go.
Yeah, we could do that.
It's better than
I
a
wonder if that-
handshake.
I wonder if that'll work.
Yeah. Hey, could I book you in? Buy me a beer.
You buy me a beer.
That's our agreement.
Yeah.
Done.
So, need to take an opportunity to thank our sponsors here on the London Indie Underground. First and foremost, want to thank the Submission Academy, run by my good friends Jane and Steve Poulin, which their club is located on Dundas Street. I believe it's 1018. I'll get it right one of these days. I think I said 1055 last week, but I think it's 1018, right by Egerton.
You need a sign.
Yeah, we need a sign. We got to put it up here. But, those of you that don't know anything about jiu-jitsu, I think sometimes people confuse jiu-jitsu with, combat sports, and it's certainly an element of it. Those of you that maybe have seen the UFC or have taken karate and stuff like that, jiu-jitsu really is a fun and innovative way of, not only learning to defend yourself, but getting in shape. And I'll tell you, these two people are two of the most... And I said it before and I'll say it again, two of the most committed people that I've ever met when it comes to honing their personal craft and most importantly to working with their students. I think they've got over 40 full-time students in addition to some kids classes. They teach pro classes, beginners classes, daytime classes. They're really branching out right now. So a couple of great folks. You want to make sure you connect with them. First class is free, and if you want to go beyond that, you can get at them and they'll let you know what's up. And, Steve's a good friend of mine, musician. We play together. We've cut tracks together. We've got some new stuff that's going to be coming up. So it's a real pleasure for me to work with him and to pump his tires. And the next one I got to thank is my good buddy, Scotty Fairmont, a.k.a. Scotty Finlayson, who has fullcolorcards.ca. Did up our business cards here at London Indie Underground. They look fantastic. So if you happen to be in the market or know somebody that is looking for business cards, get at this guy. You want to connect with him. And, to my point that I said last week, on the market, there's certainly a lot of places that you can go for services, whether it's printing, whatever the case may be. But really, it's the people that want to, that you go back to and the people that are going to make that experience for you. And this guy is just awesome. So make sure you connect with him if you're looking for some work. And last but not least, and this time I got it loaded up, Gary, because I think on the previous one I clicked on this thing and I had the bang!
Boom!
Shirt for brains.
There we go.
So Gary, I'll let you do your plug if you would, please.
Well, now it just feels weird because it just sounds like I'm like plugging myself. But either way, plugging myself.
Shameless self-promotion, buddy.
It's true.
That's what this show is all about.
Shirt for Brains Custom Screen Printing. We're here to help you as a band and business. We do T-shirts. We work with you. We get the product out. Try and get it cheap so you can make some profit like we were talking about earlier. you're not really getting paid for your music anymore, but you can make money on merch and bit of gigging. Giggity. So let us help you out. Numbers on there, 519-318-8564. Email us at info@shirtforbrains.ca or just go to shirtforbrains.ca.
I'm really glad that my sponsors here at London Indie Underground are, accredited and how do I say this, politically correct in terms of the products that they offer. I don't know if anybody watches the Joe Rogan podcast, but his for a time was sponsored by the Fleshlight. And if you don't know what the Fleshlight is, I'll spare you the details, but it's a prophylactic for
masturbation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of every podcast, they would go into depth about their experience with using said Fleshlight. And I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah. It's because we're good Canadian people.
That's right.
Hey, women can't be the only ones who get to have fun. Okay?
Amen, buddy. Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Just because Cyndi Lauper saying girls just want to have fun doesn't mean that's true.
Guys want to have lots of fun.
Yeah. Ours just usually includes copious amounts of booze.
Right.
Yeah. And breaking stuff.
Sounds like a good night. All right, well, we're going to end this thing off. I'm sad to go.
Totally. Good night tonight.
Because, it's always fun. I mean, from week to week, I'm still trying to figure out what the hell exactly I'm doing here. But, with, obviously the guest support, it's been great. And it's been a lot of fun. And I'm really enjoying, supporting the community. And the feedback that I've been getting is overwhelming. And I'm really humbled. So I just want to thank everybody for all your feedback, your support, sending in your tracks. I mean, it's great. So with that said, we're going to end this baby off, and I'm going to spin a track by a band from Kitchener called the Cobrahawks. This is Taste My Rock and Roll on London Indie Underground. Have a good night.
I'm a man, loaded gun in my hand, got you in my sights, I'm a red your life, my sweat bleed, I run the streets, I steal your soul, you say your prayers, bombs in the air, I will explode, come on, let's go, wanna taste of my rock and roll, my rock and roll, come on, let's go. taste of my rock and roll, my rock and roll. Come on, let's go.